Over the Christmas season, a group of women were having their hair done in Nairobi when two well-dressed sales executives, both women, came into the shop. They claimed to come from a well-known circle, and they said that they were offering unique loan products based on the circle model. So here is how it was supposed to work. So the women were supposed to make an initial investment of 1,500 Kenya shillings, which would count as savings in their circle, and from this they could get loans on the same day without necessarily getting guarantors. So the catch was in the urgency. So deposit 1,500 right now, and by this evening you're going to have 10,000 worth of loan without needing many guarantors other than the same women that were in that salon. So basically, if you could vouch for the woman next to you, then you could act as their guarantor, and already having the 1,500 guarantees that you're going to get the loan. So most of these women took the forms that were being circulated, and they filled in their personal and financial details, and they opened what was supposed to be their account using 1,500 Kenya shillings. Those who didn't have the 1,500 would borrow from their friends and also just open their accounts. And with the urgency and the sense of community that was in the salon, almost every woman in the salon was able to open an account for themselves, and they were waiting for that evening so they could receive their loans. The loan was to be paid over a period of 6 months and at a low interest rate. So for those who wanted more than 10,000 Kenya shillings, the sales executive would ask them to either be the owners of the business of the salon or to take them to where they did their business, so that it certifies that you have actual collateral. So they were promised that the money would be sent to their M-Pesa that evening, and the sales executives left. So things began to unravel that evening when one of the women called the sales executive saying that she has not received her loans. So by this time the tone had changed, and the sales executives were actually demanding more money, and this money they called the processing fee. So the women were required to send 400 Kenya shillings more, which would act as the processing fee for their loan. Some of the women asked for the 400 to be removed from the 10,000 so that they would receive 9,600. But by this time, the sales executives didn't care much for their concerns. So how do you make sure this does not happen to you? First, beware of upfront payments. Financial institutions do not ask for upfront payments without giving a clear reason what that money is going to be used for. Question why money is required before receiving any service. Number 2, research before you commit. Verify the legitimacy of any organization, and make sure you check for things such as online reviews, licenses, or even the physical office location. If they're not giving these details, then walk away. Because for these women, they all told each other how favorable the conditions of the loans were without actually thinking of verifying where they were getting these loans from. Don't let urgency cloud your mind. Scammers often pressure their victims, and this blasts their judgment, and this is how most people end up getting conned. Takes time to evaluate. And finally, don't fall for the hard mentality. If one person is taking a loan because they need it, you don't have to take the loan because it has favorable conditions. Before you take out any loans, make sure that you actually need the loan, and this goes a long way in your debt management. Money254.co.ke has written about how to safeguard your money. Click on the link on our bio to learn more.